Hi, welcome to ePN TV. I'm Julia Barrett and I'm here with Adam Anderson, our Global Initiatives Manager. Throughout the year, we often get all sorts of different questions, both on our blog and our forums and through our customer service team. And we do our best to answer those questions, but I think sometimes some of you feel that those questions are overlooked or maybe left a little unanswered. So we're going to attempt today to answer some of those open questions.
So our first question comes from Ryan, who writes, I'd really like to know if ePN is seeing partners integrating ePN into mobile products, or if current ePN mobile success is purely from mobile visitors browsing standard websites.
So that's a good question. I think most of you are probably aware that throughout the fall we released a series of products specifically targeting mobile traffic. And one of the most meaningful for us was obviously enabling you to earn based on mobile traffic sent to your website. So to answer your question, Ryan, of course that's a huge piece of our success on ePN Mobile. The other portion of ePN Mobile is then allowing publishers to integrate us on their mobile apps. We released ePN Mobile in terms of integrating on the app in beta, so in a closed beta at that. So we've been working with a couple really interesting apps to integrate, and we're actually excited to see most of those move into production over the next month or two. So we'll know a little bit better our success on that end once those guys are live.
All right, so our second question comes from Jayant, who writes, I am planning to launch a new mobile site, which will reside in a subdomain of my main site. It will just have very friendly and easy navigation. My question is how to get traffic to these sites. Is Google AdWords the solution, or are Facebook ads better? I would request an expert opinion on this, preferably from people who have actually gotten good results. eBay could also come out with step-by-step guide so that many people can benefit and contribute, with the ultimate goal of getting traffic to eBay sellers.
All right, so that's a long question, and I'll try to answer it in pieces. I think for start, I'm going to assume that you mean a mobile instance of your website that maybe presents a little bit more easily on a mobile device, but resides within your website structure. And for that, it's very difficult to give advice on how to drive traffic to a website. You know, a lot of different partners see success with some methods, other partners see success with others. And a lot of partners are websites in general are very guarded with maybe like their paid search strategies. So I can definitely recommend a couple websites that you might want to look into, or products, applications that might help you analyze your traffic a little bit better and try to figure out how to optimize that. SEO Moz is a really well-known SEO tool, and two really great sites to kind of help acquaint yourself with the paid search world a little bit better are Search Engine Watch and Search Engine Land. So those are two really great resources for just kind of involving yourself or maybe meeting other partners who do want to share their strategies or at least give you ideas of things that you can test. In terms of whether Google AdWords or Facebook is better, I think in my experience, I've seen, Google AdWords is a great service, but I've seen on the Facebook side, it really depends on what your initiative is. If you're trying to drive user acquisition, that's great. For us, we actually stray away from letting partners integrate us directly into Facebook just because we don't see the conversions there. So I think you just want to be careful and be mindful that whatever content you display needs to be relevant to eBay, and however you're driving that traffic to that content, you need to kind of be mindful that that traffic needs to have the intent to buy. So you don't want to drive traffic to your site that isn't going to click through to eBay and buy something. Let's see. I think that covers it, although I think your step-by-step guide is interesting. I think it's probably useful for us if we can put together some of the sites that I'd mentioned and maybe some other alternate sites for you guys to reference.
So our third question comes from Susan and Bobby. They ask, finally need to move on to the API. Initially looks a bit overwhelming, but I'm a pretty smart guy and likely to be able to figure it out. Quick question though, if I want to grab all the listings that list, say 10 sellers have going on right now, which API would I use?
So that's an interesting question, definitely. And unfortunately, as far as I know, you're not able to currently pull listings by seller ID. It's actually such a good question that I have pinged our developer program to ask them how you might go about that, because I have noticed a few other folks on their forums have actually asked the same question. As it stands today, the partners who I know do display by seller or just a limited set of sellers actually integrate with one of our data feed products or our RSS feed, and they simply parse it out. Not the most elegant solution, but that's the solution that we can provide today.
All right.
Thank you for your questions, and we'll be featuring more questions on another upcoming episode. My eye like all bugging out.
Mine
Crazy
is,
itchy.
Mine's really itchy too.
We have itchy eyes over here, Scott.
What's going on with the eyes?
Where's your Visine?
Fix it.
Did you
Fix it.
Makeup.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're
I'm going to my trailer.
You don't have one of those.
conditions.
I can't work like this.